here. So very happy that the National Weather Service has issued, I'm not happy they are, but I think it's 100% appropriate. And I mean, just look at this, Lee. That is a very defined rotation rate in there. I mean, you can do this, and sometimes we have a hard time finding the rotation in these thunderstorms. That you have to be blind to be able to not see where that rotation is. Can you, just so for people at home that might not be meteorologically inclined, let's talk about this.
So, and this is what we don't want to see, and this is why we are on air on both of our channels, ABC and NBC, because this is a life-threatening situation for everyone along I-10 heading into Jacksonville. So Robert Speta is now circling where we have that rotation. So as we say sometimes, it's kind of like where the red and the green touch and interact right along I-10. Extremely dangerous situation for anyone driving down I-10. Please, if you have friends or family who are traveling along I-10 into or out of Jacksonville, tell them to pull over to the side of the road and wait this one out. It could potentially bring a tornado across the interstate. Extremely dangerous situation. So we have extremely strong winds heading in, and so, okay, let's do this first. This is a great idea, Robert. So this is the track on exactly where this could be heading next. This is a general idea of the time it will take to get there. Marietta, 5:11 p.m., just minutes away. Normandy, 5:13. West side of Jacksonville, 5:20. Royal Terrace, 5:27 p.m. And notice how it moves along I-10, and that we're talking about downtown Jacksonville eventually as well. So this is, again, moving along I-10 and then likely to the north side of Jacksonville too. So Royal Terrace there, if it moves towards you, it wouldn't be there until 5:27 p.m. But this is a tornado warning in effect for Duval County until 5:30 p.m. and it's moving quickly off to the east. We can hear it here at the station. Lots of frequent lightning, heavy rain. Besides this rotation, if you're not in the tornado warning and you are only in one of the severe thunderstorm warnings, it's still a very dangerous situation. These storms mean business. They are strong. Scratch that. They are severe, and they can pack winds over 60 miles an hour in some cases, which can send things flying. It makes it a very dangerous situation. And then on top of that, if you have a tornado, it could be absolutely devastating. Oof. This is a live look at downtown Jacksonville. Exactly. It is ugly out there. It is extremely dangerous driving situations. No one should be hitting the road on this Saturday evening if you are in this. And heads up for those of you who are dry right now, this is unfortunately on the way to you. Here's a time lapse over downtown Jacksonville, moving through 4:30 to 5 o'clock. Look how quickly it got dark. Heavy rain, frequent lightning, and unfortunately, a little bit of instability in our atmosphere to make these storms spin and potentially drop a tornado. So I'm going to step off the screen here. Yeah, let's get a closer look.
Oof. Well, this is what I really want. Of course, we have the severe thunderstorm warning. We have the tornado warning in place. But look at the amount of lightning coming off of this. I mean, if you're anywhere just south of, from downtown Jacksonville, south here along the river, 165 strikes last 15 minutes. This is putting out loads of lightning. So regardless, you know, if you're thinking, okay, I'm not in the tornado warning, I'm about to head outside, a hard pass on that. Frequent lightning coming out of this. So it is definitely a multifaceted setup here. Let's kind of get a little bit of a closer look at this motion moving forward, which, by the way, once again, going back to this velocity, all this area in the lighter green, that does indicate motion in the winds, but it's picking up on those greens because of the fog that we're seeing. So don't let that fog, if you're here in downtown Jacksonville or even out towards Arlington where this tornado warning extends to, fool you, because I know it's usually a stable weather phenomena. There is that severe thunderstorm warning. Looks like it is center of that radar indicated rotation, guys. I haven't seen anything otherwise, but if you have, please give us a message or anything like that. Looks like that center of rotation is right there, so just towards the north and east of White House, cruising over Marietta, just towards the west of Normandy, Heart Haven as well, really just northwest of the I-10, or excuse me, just south of the I-10 and 295 interchange. So it looks like that rotation is probably going to be crossing right near that I-10 295 interchange in just the next few minutes out here. So yeah, it's Still watching this kick off there towards the east. What do you got here? Lee, anything new?
I believe, let's take a look at our bank cam because we're getting a lot of lightning popping up on it, and it's showing the, oh, look at that, the harrowing situation that's in downtown Jacksonville right now. This isn't even where the rotation is. And so, again, the rotation and a possibility of a tornado is heading towards you. But as Robert Spetta said, this is off near White House, Heart Haven, Normandy, right now over Hammond Boulevard over there. But this is a look at downtown Jacksonville. And again, it is an extremely dangerous situation. You don't want to be on the road on this Saturday evening. So we do have a tornado warning in Duval County until 5:30 p.m.
And one thing I noticed with that live cam shot, it's interesting that we were just looking at zero visibility. Now the rain's coming down, so we're getting that evaporative cooling helping lift this up. So that does indicate all this stuff in working together, and we're seeing that reducing the visibility out here, or that improving visibility, but now it's because we're under the storm here, Lee.
Right, and then we have lightning, which is a whole nother form of hazard that we have here.
Can we
too.
put the radar back on the screen, guys? There, thank you very much. So yeah, severe thunderstorm warning until 5:30 p.m. That extends, and that's mainly due to all that lightning coming out of it, down towards Oakleaf and Orange Park, out towards the river at this time. We have, if you're just tuning in or you've been sitting here patiently watching us, and I know you got your things you want to watch, but this is a tornado warning moving over Duval County. Not only Duval County, but downtown Jacksonville.
And they did just say, Robert,
Go
that
ahead.
they are issuing a new tornado warning soon for the east-southeast motion of the circulation. So
all right, so let's
put a new track on it.
I see exactly what they're talking about here. Thank you very much. Because it looks like this rotation's kind of drifting outside of the polygon here. And let's look at the movement for the last 15 minutes here. And yes, I can see exactly where it's going.
So,
and here, why don't we?
It goes like that.
So
that's what they are watching. That's what we are watching.
Let's watch in real time as our fantastic forecasters at the National Weather Service kind of agree with the meteorologist here. I think that's kind of where that polygon is going to be shifted towards the south. Do you agree, Lee?
Yes, I absolutely agree. So that would be Avondale at 5:17 p.m., Riverside at 5:24 p.m., South Metro 5:29 p.m., Spring Glen at 5:33 p.m., and Southside Estates at 5:40 p.m. if it continues on this trajectory here, more to the east-southeast.
And you know what else I've just noticed? And I'm going to try to pull up an image here for you guys. This particular storm that's getting warned on right now also...
Woo.
Yeah, okay. I don't know if you could hear that on the mic, but pretty nasty lightning strikes here at the station. We got the tallest structure in all of Duval County right outside of First Coast News. So more than likely that is getting whacked with some lightning strikes out there, especially given 200 strikes in the last 15 minutes. Those have to land somewhere. This is hail, and that's grape size. That's not even that.
Was it this one that you just clicked on?
Yeah, so I'm going to click where we have the warning right now, because the warning that just got put out says that we could have 1 inch in diameter or 1 inch in diameter size hail. Yeah. So that's nothing to joke about here.
No. Ooh, another lightning strike right near the station.
And then this is just another walnut was seen radar indicated south of Baldwin. Remember, if you are, I'm telling you, stay inside, stay in a safe place, right, Lee?
Yeah.
But
absolutely.
if anybody does see some of this hail and you're safe to take a photo of it, share with us to our weather watchers. Lee, go ahead.
Okay. So I'm just going to step off to the side, but let's talk over radar here and just explain what we're seeing. Robert Spetta doing a fantastic job of driving radar. And we have that new tornado warning polygon that was issued. It's still, though, Robert, looks like the rotation is hanging on the south side of that polygon.
Yeah, it's still, I don't think that it has populated on this screen just yet, because it doesn't look like they've shifted it south. But, I mean, that's where we do have that rotation right now. It is right in here, kind of running off like this. So just south of downtown Jacksonville, South Jacksonville 529, Metro Park Marina at 530, Oakwood 538 as this pushes off towards the east. Let's see. All right, let's actually take a look at radar, actual radar here, because I'm showing you a lot of velocity.
And this is extended to 5:45 p.m. now.
Okay, this is interesting. What's going on out here south of Baldwin? Okay, that's definitely different. See, just kind of looking at that right behind it. I guess let's stay on the task at hand. It is right in here where we're kind of seeing that rotation. So let's do right over Hyde Park, Avondale, heading out towards San Marcos, so south of Jacksonville. That looks like kind of where we have it in. Let's compare that up with our velocity, and we can kind of shift this over really quick here for you. Always, that matches up exactly. So we have the, let's go here once again. I'm going to go back and forth. Oops. I'm going to go back and forth between these graphics here, and we're going to kind of talk about this really quickly. So there's your rotation, right? Right in here. Actually, Lee, do you mind zooming in a little bit so I can give the exact locations? Looks like it's just south of 295 and I-10 interchange. Hyde Park, kind of cruising here, just south of Murray Hill, out towards Avondale. Here's the St. Johns River. Let's scoot it a little bit further towards the side. San Marcos right there. South Jacksonville as well. You are all under that tornado warning. I'm going to go back, and then you can see all this lightning we're seeing here. Here at First Coast News, we're located right here. And look at these strikes, bam, 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 bam. That's why you probably hear it on our mic as well. But it's right there in Avondale. And you know what? If you're sitting there in San Marco, I almost guarantee you're probably like, where is this rain? I hear a lot of thunder. It's coming, friends. Just going to run right across the river. Pretty wide swath of river right there once it kicks on by. But, I mean, that's where we're seeing that circulation, at least at this time. At least it doesn't look as tight as it did 5-10 minutes ago. But, I mean, still a pretty evident circulation moving off here towards the east. Based on the latest warning, about 25-30 miles per hour. Outflow out ahead of this could be upwards of about 60-65 miles per hour. So let's just take another look at where that is. I'm going to push this towards the east. And Riverside, give it 3 minutes. It's going to be in your neck of the woods. South Jacksonville, 526. Spring Glen, 531. Hogan at 535. Southside Estates at 5:38 p.m. Radar indicated tornado. I think that's a little bit of outflow coming off of it. Sorry, me and Lee are having meteorological discussions, and you know what? At least here when we're wall-to-wall being live, you can see what we're talking about behind the scenes here. But what Lee was just pointing out to me, and Lee, I'm going to kind of show, is just north. Yeah, here, I'll walk over here and just kind of push it, point it out. What we're talking about behind the scenes here is this area right in here. But what I think's happening is that the flow from the wind blowing away is being picked up there while we have the rotation in there. There's just a lot of circulations, though, at least at this time.
I also want to give a heads up to
ahead.
A general heads up to those in the Atlantic Beach area, Mayport to Jax Beach too, because if it does continue to just kind of ride this warm front off to the east, it would be heading to the beaches next. So even if you're watching this and you're not included in this warning, but you're out towards the beaches, we just want to give you that heads up too, to stay with us here, keep an eye on these things.
Yeah, and I would love anything more. The reason why I'm in a polo here is because it's coming down to watch the hockey game. I would love anything more than to just go back to regular programming for you guys. But I mean, tornado warning pushing over downtown Jacksonville at this time. Definitely we want to be here, and that's what our job is, to kind of track this here
and also
for you.
A good warning too, you talked about the hockey game. There's a lot going on this Saturday night, but please do not come into downtown Jacksonville or San Marco or Riverside or any of these places just yet. Just let this pass first. This is an extremely dangerous situation. You don't want to be driving in this. You don't want to be caught in it. Especially
since I've noticed on the Arlington Expressway heading towards the Matthews right now, the eastbound lanes are closed. So on the Matthews Bridge. So anybody coming through downtown Jacksonville right now is going to be running into a roadblock. That is without the wind, that is without the rain. There's just construction around downtown. As you just mentioned, right there downtown, they got the Lego convention going on. There's also the Iceman game getting set up here. So it is not a good time to be trying to get out and about. You want to wait for the storm system to kind of kick on by. But let's recap this one more time, Lee. For anybody just tuning in right now, at 5:21 p.m., a tornado warning issued by the National Weather Service out of Jacksonville for Duval County, kicking off here towards the east at about 25-30 miles per hour. This is a storm capable of producing a tornado. So it's been radar indicated. We don't have a confirmed one on the ground. Let's hope that is the case. We definitely. So this is still going to be kicking off here towards the east. Big thing is radar indicated tornado, hail potentially up to 1 inch in diameter. We got frequent lightning, and those winds with the forward motion of this could be upwards about 50 to 60 miles per hour.
Yeah, look at all of that lightning. We just populated radar with that, so you can see all the lightning on top of the tornado warning and the severe thunderstorm warning that we have as well. And as we talked about, severe thunderstorm warning also means you need to move into an interior part of your home. You don't want to be near windows in a severe thunderstorm warning that extends all the way down towards Oakleaf. So again, that is for those of you in Cedar Hills, Westwood as well, everyone here in this orange polygon. But we are on air right now for this red polygon, a tornado warning that is issued for Duval County until 5:45 p.m. Hail could be up to 1 inch in diameter, and then of course we have the possibility of a tornado as well. Let's take another look at velocity and get a look at exactly how this is moving.
Here, I'll drive it over here for you, Lee, if you want to get on there and just kind of map this out for everybody. So let's take a closer look at this. Lee, I kind of zoomed right in on Avondale. Looks like that's where our circulation is right now.
Yes, absolutely. So those of you in the Avondale area, up towards Murray Hill too. Everyone in Avondale, though, be aware this is where the circulation is overhead right now. So you are out of time. You need to be in your safe spot. You need to be on the lowest level of your home in an interior room. No external windows or walls. And then this is going to cross the river. And so it could head towards St. Vincent's Medical Center. St. Vincent's at 5:25 p.m. and then San Marco at 5:30. It's going to cross the river fairly quickly. So if you're in San Marco, be in your safe spot already as well as this continues to move off towards the east. Here's a look at the rain. Look at that. So it's pouring over places like Avondale and Riverside, and then it's moving across the river right now, heading into portions of San Marco. It will also eventually move off to the east, so Spring Glen by 5:34 p.m. That's where it could be, but this is where the rotation is. And you can sometimes kind of see notches as well in radar that we'll keep an eye on to show any sort of rotation.
And I think
notice that it's moving.
There is a bit of a notch there. Look just towards the east of Avondale, Lee, where you kind of have that little notch of dry, right in there.
That's exactly what I was just looking at.
That's that dry air getting wrapped into the storm.
And that's what we don't like to see. So again, that's, as he said, the dry air wrapping in. It's just another sign of rotation, and it's showing that it's right over Avondale, Ortega right now, and it's moving east. It's crossing the river, heading to the south side. So all of you here on the south side, South Metro area, you need to be in your safe spot. This is where it's going now. And
sorry, Lee. Can our guys upstairs, if you can somehow get our camera from the top of First Coast News and point it southwest, so towards the river, that would be fantastic, because I think we'd have a pretty decent image of what's going on over there. We do have, if we could just rotate that. I think right now it's pointed at TIA or at Everbank Stadium, because of course Monday Night Football coming up. If we can rotate that around and you can get a nice look. All right, so it does look like we might not be able to rotate that right now, but I can tell you, if we were looking from San Marco, how about our camera from the top of the transmission towers out off of Beach Boulevard looking west? Can you pull that one up? It usually looks towards downtown. You might get a broad view of what's looking on. I think the top of that tower might be able to see over the bit of fog that we have there. And while they're working on that, if they can pull that one up. Right now, once again, a recap, 5 more minutes for this tornado warning. Based on velocity right now, though, I mean, you're right, this area just north and West Jacksonville, I think this is associated with outflow, because if we go back to the actual radar, it does look like that's kind of spread out. So that doesn't...
I'm also looking at shear, not a lot popping up there for that north side one.
All right. And also, let's actually just pull up, thank you, Lee, pull up the This is going to be kind of interesting. That is not what I wanted to do. What do you got here, Lee? You got wind shear.
Yes, so we're looking at wind shear, which is also just another sign of rotation as well. And it is in the same spot. It just also speaks to what we've been trying to say, where how it was over Avondale. It is now moving across the river, and it is heading on into South Jacksonville and the south side. So San Marco, Miramar, towards Lakewood as well. And it will continue to push in. And then let me pull up radar again.
While you're working on that, can you pull up that camera that we just got notified? All right, so this looks like, where am I? Oh, I'm looking towards, okay, so we're looking towards South Bank. Okay, I see. This is the one from First Coast News. Looking out, and at the very least, this is what it really shows here. So right here, this is the wires for the transmission tower downtown. We're from downtown Jacksonville. We're looking at the overpass right here. All that construction's been going on. You got Intuitions right there. Look at the lightning strikes, our lake right in front of First Coast News. The wind and that outflow kicking up right here, and visibility significantly reduced, but they got the camera pointed in the right direction. If I was looking in that direction, and if I could see these clouds, I'm sure we would see changing in the motion of the clouds out here. What I see on this camera right now, there's people out there driving. I'm sure they're headed downtown for all these different events. Try not to be those people, friends. At the very least, you can see just how nasty conditions are out there at this time just because of that wind. Now,
can we get also another look at the hail as well when you get a second, Robert?
Yeah, of course. Let's just pull one more time. I'm going to pull up the warning box here. All right, so we still have this tornado warning in place for 3 more minutes, but let's see if this does get extended. Kind of cruising just around Avondale over towards San Marco, but you can see in that live shot just a moment ago, that looks like a hook echo, Lee.
Yes, that does.
That is... You mind if I just jump on here real quick?
Please go for it.
All right, so yeah, can you press pause on it? This is a classic Meteorology 101. First day at weather school, we get taught about this. And here you go. So what's happening, and if you think you could just change this over to velocity, we can compare them back and forth.
Okay.
All right, so is this the same exact frame?
I'm going to try to match it up. Okay, so.
Here
we go.
Let's go back to the other radar. The first one you had up.
Okay, there we
All right.
go.
And then we're just going to go over to velocity really quick. There we go. All right. So there's our kind of mix between both of them. Thank you, Lee. And yeah, this is the exact same kind of frame we got here. And what you're seeing is that inflow kind of wrapping in around it. So you're kind of getting that drier inflow, and that's what that little notch is here. Lee was just pointing out a few moments ago. This is also helping thrust up that uplift rate, and here we're getting a lot of that lightning, and there's your rotation just south of downtown Jacksonville over towards San Marco out here, Lee.
And we're constantly talking with the National Weather Service as well. The good news is they've also noticed that the lightning is diminishing, and we talked about this earlier too, but lightning means a strengthening or a very strong storm. When the lightning count starts to diminish, it means that the storm is weakening, and we hope that trend continues. So let's get a check right now. Currently, okay. Do we have a new tornado warning?
Yes, set it till 5:45. That's what I thought. We had the push notification go out here just a minute ago. I was waiting for that official kind of notification on here. So it looks like, unfortunately, guys, I know I want this tornado warning to be over with, really do, but it looks like that has been extended to 5:45, you said?
Yes, 5:45.
All right, let's...
And it perfectly encompasses that inflow notch that we were seeing as well, and earlier when it looked like a hook echo, it's right in the middle of that polygon now.
Let's grab a squall line on that and just kind of pull it out. Let's see what we got. And I'm going to pull up some of the cameras here. So I'm going to show you what Lee's working on right now. This is more so for Arlington. So if you are in Arlington, East Arlington, right along all the way extending through here's South Side, Beach Boulevard, Atlantic Boulevard, downtown from San Marco. So basically it looks like running right up Beach Boulevard here we have that rotation of that notch right in there, just crossing over I-95 right now, kicking off here towards the east, moving forward about 25-30 miles per hour. So it is kicking at a pretty decent little pace here. That goes until 5:45 p.m. Radar indicated tornado, rotation being indicated right there. I mean, we can see it on reflection and velocity as well. I have not seen any exact confirmations here, and maybe a tornado on the ground. So let's hope it stays that way. If we have a funnel cloud in the air, doesn't cause any damage, it's always great, but we want to keep you guys safe out here. Looking at anything new here, Lee?
Just, let's call out some street names. Maybe you're listening from your safe spot. So right now, moving over the Lakewood area and points north of that. So heading towards Powers Avenue and Parental Home Road, Bowden Road, Touchton Road. This will move over Spring Glen, Southside Estates, South Ridge, and then on the south side of places like Oakwood Villa and Sandalwood. And near or north of AC Skinner and Gate Parkway. That's popping up here on your screen. Let me move this around so you can see just a little bit better. Zoom out so you can get a better look at the polygon itself. Notice its path. So it's moving from west to east. So when we zoom on in here from Lakewood, and here it just continues to the east. So that's where we're going to talk about Parental Home Road, Hogan Road as well. This is going to continue to push towards the beaches. Look how close that polygon now extends towards the Jacks Beach area. So a heads up to those of you too along Jacks Beach, up towards Atlantic Beach near Mayport and down towards Ponte Vedra as well. You all will need to be on alert.
Can we get upstairs, if we can get that camera that is off of Southside, the one looking towards downtown, Southside is on our transmission tower out there, that would be fantastic because this is headed right towards that tower. I know we got a camera over there. If we're able to pull it up, that would be fantastic. Yeah, if you guys don't mind trying to work on that real quick, because it looks like, and actually you can just kind of look, I'll zoom right in on where, so yes, please, can we pull that up? All right, I was just notified that that one looks like it's not transmitting right now, which probably has something to do with the fact that it's getting whacked with some pretty high winds at the moment. And there's all sorts of lightning strikes that could have got hit by lightning. There's just a variety of things. So thank you guys very much for trying to get that one up. I think that would be looking right at this. But what I can do, let's pull up downtown Jacksonville's live shot. Oh, that's still straight up reduced visibility here downtown at this time. That's that heavy rain continuing to come down. Go back to velocity here. I'm going to pull up, I'm going to put it on your screen here, Lee. We're just looking at that radar while I try to pull up the velocity.
Absolutely. I was just looking at some velocity too. So we'll zoom on in. You can get
All
a
right,
better
can you pull
look
that up?
at where we are. And then, ooh.
Oh. All right,
That's why
so
you don't want to be on the road.
this is Edgewood and I-10. Okay, I see what we're looking at, right? And thank you very much. So remember we were just talking about around I-10 295, we had that circulation pass just south of there, and we're talking about those high winds. Looks like a utility pole is down on the ground. We still got lightning strikes going on, and you know, even if we don't have a tornado on the ground, which we have a tornado warning in place, you know, 50, 60 mile per hour winds is still severe, friends. That's enough to knock down trees, and I would be absolutely flabbergasted if that is the only thing, the only report of something downed that we receive here this evening, just because of this line, how long tracking it's been, and that straight line winds kind of kicking on by. So I want to pull back up the velocity. Let's take a look at where this is right now. Looks like kind of headed out towards, that's where we kind of have this broad circulation. I'm just kind of pinpointing this out. Here's the good news, and Lee, please let me know if you confirm this. It looks like on velocity, it's kind of getting harder and harder to find, isn't it?
It is. It is. I think it's near Bowden Road.
Yeah, definitely broad. It's not as tight as it was maybe 15 minutes ago.
No, definitely not. It's
Yeah.
weakening, which
So
is great news.
we got 10 more minutes on this warning, and I think the National Weather Service is going to stick with it because the fact that this is just moving over a major population area, there's a broad circulation in here. If I was the one writing the warnings, I would. But here we go. South side of States till 5:39. Lee just mentioned that it is right near there. That is in 2 minutes is going to be passing over you. Sandalwood at 5:44. Thankfully, it's a Saturday, so we're not worried about school would be getting out about an hour ago right now. Beechwood, 5:46, kicking off here towards the east. So looks like just around Atlantic and Beach Boulevard here.
Good news, warning has been expired.
Yes. All right, so it's going to expire at 5:45. So it looks like they're probably going to just
early expired.
Oh, early expired. So they're canceling it. Let's pull back up your screen.
Okay, I see that now. Yeah. So, they said we're going to cancel the tornado warning early.
Yeah.
And so we're just waiting on that.
All right, good. So that pretty much confirms that, this circulation is getting more diffuse, and they're going to go ahead and just drop it and say, all right, let's wait till we get that official just dropping from here, because it looks like this is still in place for another 7 minutes. But I think what they mean by that is they're just going to continue to run it. Yeah.
Let it go slowly at 5:45, which is what you were saying, how it's over a densely populated area. And so we understand why they would keep it up just in case, because we have seen these signs of rotation. It's the same cell that was all the way over in Columbia County, moving off to the east. So we still want everyone to remain on guard. If you are in the tornado warning, I absolutely would stay sheltered in your safe place if you are where this rotation is moving and heading across the south side. But again, it will likely come to an end at 5:45 p.m. So just hold on for a few more minutes with us as we watch this move off to the east.
All right, so yeah, 5:45, going to continue to go. If you're just tuning in now and you're thinking, why are these guys still talking? We've been talking for what, Ben? When this warning first was issued, just over an hour ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I know that you had one earlier on. As you mentioned, this is the same cell. We already got reports of a down utility pole on I-10 near Edgewood, thanks to these high winds out ahead of this. And yeah, I mean, broad rotation at least at this time. So despite the fact we just mentioned, that this is weakening as far as that general rotation, there still is those damaging winds with it. I think that's my general point I'm getting to. Let's actually just take a look at this one more time. So at where this is heading, moving east at about 25-30 miles per hour. Southridge at 5:48, San Pablo at 5:58, Jacks Beach, this should be right over you at 6:04 p.m. We will be live no matter what around 6 p.m. Because that's when we have our show coming up here as well.
On NBC.
On NBC, thank you very much, on NBC. So if you're on ABC and you want to continue to watch that tornado coverage, you want to switch over to NBC, or severe thunderstorm coverage, I should say, because we haven't had a confirmed tornado quite on the ground out here. Also, I do want to stress, if you have any reports or anything, be sure to share them with the National Weather Service first. Of course, we always want to share your photos. We're a TV station. We want to get that. But if you got some images that you took safely, share them with them, because it really helps them out in their warning process here. But we still have this tornado warning until 5:45 p.m. There is some hail mixed in here as well. Pretty decent lightning, but as Lee just pointed out a moment ago, it looks like that lightning is kind of falling apart here. Ooh, Lee, can you push up, jump this over to your graphic?
Okay.
I just saw what you pulled up here, and this is that long track she was just talking about. Look at the precip line rolling on through here. That is our storm system we've been monitoring, starting all the way back towards Columbia County. This was west of Lake City. We were looking at potential rotation in some of these areas, and it looks like, 1 to 2 inches along that specific swath. So it's this particular storm that's been causing us all the troubles here. Let's put this back over to the tornado warning. Thank you very much, Lee. Until 5:45 p.m. we got that tornado warning. So 5 more minutes, guys. And it looks like they are going to expire it. They are going to end it here at 5 minutes. But we're going to keep you, because I mean, even here on this radar, I can still see a little bit of a notch right in there. And I think, see this right here. So just over between Beach Boulevard, it looks like it's heading out towards 295. So west of 295, let's zoom right in here. Yeah, this is just north of, like, if you know this area, south side of States, just north of the River City Science Academy, the high school right in there. That's where it looks like that broad circulation's pushing on through. And then it's going to be pushing out there towards Sandalwood just north of Beach Boulevard, south of I-10. That's where we got that broad circulation. So mainly south side estates over towards Sandalwood, crossing 295 here in the next few minutes. That's where it does look like we do have that circulation kind of pushing on through. When I say circulation, I'm not saying tornado. I'm being very careful with my wording, guys, because I don't want you to say that we said there was a tornado on the ground. This is radar indicated. There very well possibly could be a tornado on the ground, though. It's just right now we're just looking at radar here. We haven't gotten that confirmation just yet, Lee.
And you know, when this does expire, and we do gladly return you to your programming, because we know a lot of you do want to get back to your regularly scheduled programming, and we want to send you to that. So when this cancels, what we need you to do for us, though, is if you are in St. Johns, Putnam, or Duval counties, there's also a special weather statement that has been issued. Even though they will expire the tornado warning, with this weather statement, what that means is that wind gusts of 40 miles an hour are possible. That can knock down tree limbs. It will still create some hazardous weather out there. So we still want to caution you. We don't want you out on the roads in this dangerous weather. And again, if we could maybe just pull up a big picture. Can we get a big picture of the First Coast radar?
Of course.
All across our area for everyone tuning in. Georgia, down towards Palm Coast as well. Everywhere where we are watching rain. Notice that we are on air right now for the tornado warning that's over Jacksonville, but here's the big picture. This front that is moving through our area, bringing a lot of heavy rain with it. We have heavier rain over portions of Georgia too. Yeah, thank you for zooming in. You can see that places like Lake City, you already went through all of that rough weather earlier. Now another round is moving in. This is also extending up towards Folkston and Brunswick. Across Nassau County, heavier rain moving on in. Of course, we have the strongest storm. You can really see it with all that lightning that pops up there. And then, of course, the tornado warning over Jacksonville. And this will continue to push off towards the beaches. So from places like Mayport south, and then that goes all the way through St. Johns County and Putnam County, you have to stay aware because this rain is on the way as well. And so even if you don't have a tornado warning, you'll have strong straight line winds that could create damage, knock down some power lines, some tree limbs as well, frequent lightning, heavy rain, reduced visibility. But again, here is a look at the path of where that's heading. We are just waiting for that that tornado warning to expire at 5:45 p.m. So 2 more minutes. And it still has a little bit of rotation associated with it.
You can really see it clearly here, that inflow, that notch.
Yes, I'll point that out for you right there. Yeah,
just around Sandalwood, right over Southside Estates, right 295 in Beach Boulevard. That is a pretty evident little notch right there.
Yeah.
I'm going to compare this up with velocity. Let's see if you could spot what we're,
Yep, so right there, that would be the rotation. So right near Sandalwood and Southridge.
I'll
295.
kind of zoom in. Let's since we got a really clear idea of where that is, and hopefully this expires in 1 minute and this whole warning drops and we don't have to worry about it anymore. But I'm gonna get one more look here, Lee. I'll pull up the line for you and kind of give an idea where this is headed.
Awesome. I'll step off the screen so you all can see that a bit better, so I don't cover any areas. I don't cover your neighborhood, but.
Looks like Southridge 545, Patton Park at 550. You know, maybe this tornado warning gets dropped because that circulation is getting a bit weaker. But even if you don't have the tornado warning in place, you still have those strong straight line winds cruising with this as well. And I do hope that it officially is gone here in just a matter of moments as well. And then we're going to get you back. You can catch the end of golf. I can't stress enough how much really just want to get you back here. So the newest severe thunderstorm warning is issued. Tornado warning is dropped for, there is still possible tornado in this, but winds at 60 miles per hour and a nickel-sized hail out here. So let's let them go, Lee. And
we'll be back if there's another tornado warning.
Let's hope not.
But yeah, because like you said, you know, rotation still possible in this. But yes, let's send you back to programming now.